happens in the streets should happen organically. When you pay people and they don't even know what in the Sam heck they're showing up for, how does that really appear to the American people that the issue is that big of a deal?
Besides the fact that I got paid $150 to do so per day, I kept seeing signs everywhere that this was being funded by somebody much higher than the person that I had met.
There are so many people that are getting behind this cause nationwide that look, they have to take out Craigslist ads and pay $500 for 4 hours worth of work plus bonus opportunity.
I just got offered $200 a day to go protest ICE in New York. Although I need the money, I'm like, this is very, very unpatriotic if I was to go take this money and go protest.
Crowds on demand. I need 500 people in downtown LA next week. We're protesting this. Well, if 500 people didn't want to show up and you had to pay them, then that doesn't make the issue that big a deal now, does it? There are evildoers behind the scenes paying for this riot. That's what it is. It's not a protest. It's a freaking riot. And you're claiming your company doesn't do it. I hope you don't. But I'm going to end it here and land my plane, as they say on X.
It's crazy how many of the things paraded in front of our face becomes misunderstood. Things like what it means to be black, what it means to be illegal, and why these people are being paid to protest.
I'm a member of the California State Assembly, so I am receiving updates as they come in, and it is an absolute violent mess. Gavin Newsom and California Democrats are singularly responsible for the mayhem that's broken out in California because, number one, they incited it. They took to social media last week on Friday when ICE conducted their raids to, remember, let's be clear, as Jason just said, arrest criminals, some of the worst criminals, sex offenders, rapists, burglars, people with violent crimes, assault perpetrators. All of these violent criminals were being rounded up by ICE, not just people here without immigration status. We're talking about real criminals. Democrat politicians called on people to go to the streets. Second, they fund the organizations.
This was a paid protest.
And that night in Belafonte's apartment, they raised $475,000 for the Birmingham campaign, which is akin, I think today, I don't have the calculator in front of me, but something like $4 million in modern currency.
And this was a paid protest too. But what people are missing about these situations is that they are projections. Remember in the past, when you wanted to watch a home movie, it was always shown on a projector. Even the movies that we see at the cinema today are being played through a projection screen. It's a three-ring circus. The root of the word projection is project, which means to cast forward in the mind, to scheme, to contrive, to devise something to be done. But what is it that they are devising to be done in this situation?
Now, there are a lot of other groups that want to come in and do something, but we need you to tell us what is most important and what takes priority. I would like to recommend the following. That you need, first of all, to have this area declared as a disaster area and an emergency area. That the second thing, that you work on evacuation, not trying to clean up what's here, but evacuation.
It is a cover-up of where? I meant war. When you have someone to go to work for you for free, it doesn't mean that they aren't getting paid. And when one side has a profit greater than the other, that's called capital.
Capitalism. Our shit's based on capitalism. You know what? Capitalism works real great, man. As long as you got some goddamn capital. But capitalism don't work for somebody who ain't got no capital. They have nothing to start with. There's no old money for families to fucking build upon.
When we talk about capital, we think about this. But this is capital. And in the past, when they made the statement about not losing the capital, this is what they meant.
Many consider you the grandmother of Juneteenth. How does that title sit with you?
Hey, I don't mind titles.
For years, Lee advocated for Juneteenth to become a federal holiday, inspired by her own family's celebrations.
We'd go to the fairground for the Juneteenth celebration. There'd be music and food. My parents had just bought a house and my mom had it fixed up so nice. But people started gathering.
What kind of people?
All kinds.
It was a white mob.
What she described in this clip was a raid, because what we are seeing on the screen is a projection. It's showing what illegal immigration looks like and how it is dealt with through the use of a raid. What if I told you that illegal immigration was the same as black home ownership?
The truth is, it's simply not enough just to commemorate Juneteenth. After all, the emancipation of enslaved black Americans didn't mark the end of America's work to deliver on the promise of equality. That's why we committed to increasing black home ownership, one of the biggest drivers of generational wealth.
Fuck, yo. You know, parents had to run out because they don't have papers, and they had to leave their kids because the kids do.
Illegal immigration, past and present, gives access to contraband. And secession from the Union in 1860 was seen as illegal immigration, as it was an unexpected movement. They believed it's only fair that both sides get access to the children. They started the Civil War.
The No Kings movement, which calls the administration's actions authoritarian.
It's been amazing. We've seen, as you mentioned, 2,000 plus events, millions of people turning out peacefully to say, in America, we don't have a king. In America, we're a democracy.
The word black is synonymous with the word illegal, meaning it's something that's hidden. And the reason they showed up is because they were looking for illegal immigrants that were regarded back then as Indians. And so what we see in the general order that started the holiday of Juneteenth is that the Union Army came to claim underage migrant workers, who they then regarded as free men. We can see this within the word emancipation, as this word breaks down into the word immense, epit, shun. Emancipation. Something that is immense is unbounded, and the word epit deals with the entitlement of something, meaning who holds the title. And then we have the word shun. Shh. So remember when they made people claim the land? To land means to disembark. They were having people thinking they were claiming the land or the property that they can visually see. But when they signed up for this, they were signing a contract that meant they were disembarking spiritually. Question: who made people claim the land and who held the title to it? And so they used this to their advantage. In claiming the land, the people were setting themselves up, claiming on paper that they were setting themselves free. And so I showed this statement by Abraham Lincoln. As an undocumented slave is someone who doesn't have citizenship, an illegal immigrant without papers, because the business they were working for no longer exists. And so what we see today is a protest.
What's happening? And people are standing out here. Are you guys part of a family? Yeah. You guys are all out here together? So who's that to you?
My aunt.
That's your tia, yeah. That's your tia?
Yeah.
So this is his aunt. You don't have to tell me your name if you don't want, but do you want to tell me?
No.
Okay, so what are you guys out here protesting for?
Because it's not right what they're doing out here, man. We're Mexican. You know, this is our heritage, and we can't mess with that around here, you know? We have to fight and speak to ourselves, you know?
Did he say that their heritage was to speak to themselves?
Wait a minute!
Makes he can. Mexican. In English, it means he can make.
And are you born in the United States?
Yeah.
So you're an American, but you also consider yourself Mexican, Mexican-American?
Yeah, of course I'm Mexican.
What's it like?
Did you know we can repair ourselves if we repair the language? Maybe then we would stop giving so much power into waiting for reparations. Could this be the reason why they want us to build a wall?
There again, there are those who always say to Negroes, why don't you do something for yourself? The Negro cannot solve the problem by himself.
And many times, hearing that type of thing, especially when it comes to a child, it removes their hope if they aren't strong enough. Unfortunately, there are people out here that speak just like him. They cannot do it on their own. It's a projection. Because if we know that by repairing the language, we can make the proper changes in our community, well, that would be the wrong projection. If you guys want to have a name decoded, your name, someone else's name, for research purposes or relationship compatibility, it can even tell you if you're in the right career. If you are interested, check out the information in the description down below.